not seeing you not playing.
What's on Wednesday?
Monday to Wednesday.
On the news tonight, Governor Sheriff Oborevwori charges local government chairman, director of personnel management and treasurers to strictly adhere to the Public Procurement Act. State government assures Deltans of more dividends of democracy through infrastructural development and empowerment programs. President Bola Tinubu restates his administration's commitment to protecting lives and property. In business, OpenAI to impose 7.5% VAT charges on users in Nigeria. Good evening and welcome to Delta Television Main News. My name is Francis Ofulue. You can also follow our news online on Facebook as well as YouTube, both at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or simply visit our website www.dbsasaba.com. And now to our stories. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has charged local government chairmen, directors of personnel management and treasurers to strictly adhere to the Public Procurement Act and financial regulations in the discharge of their duties. The governor gave the charge during a post-audit meeting and retreat for key stakeholders in local government administration held at Government House Asaba with the theme, Judicious Utilization of Local Government Funds. Ijimel Dreme now reports.
The governor said the meeting was to interrogate processes and address identified gaps so as to effectively chart a new course for improved service delivery at the third tier of government. Represented by the Commissioner for Finance, Chief Fidelis Dilije, Governor Oborevwori charged council chairmen and other stakeholders to work towards entrenching fiscal discipline, transparent procurement processes, timely financial reporting, and accountability. He commended the Public Accounts Committee of the Delta State House of Assembly for its diligence and constructive oversight, pointing out that his administration will continue to partner council stakeholders to advance development at the grassroots.
The administration will continue to support local governments with tools, training, technology, and policy guidance to strengthen financial management systems. We will also reinforce the Office of the Auditor General for local governments to ensure timely audits, proactive follow-up, and full compliance with financial regulations. Let us remember that every kobo mismanaged is a school, not built.
The Auditor General Local Government, Mr. Ikenna Okpaka, said the forum was an opportunity for an in-house assessment, review, and to follow up mechanisms on the audit findings in relation to excellence, accountability, and transparency. Mr. Okpaka thanked Governor Oborevwori for approving the program, affirming that findings at the meeting will underscore the need for improved oversight, probity, and accountability in local government administration.
We must ensure that public resources are managed efficiently and effectively to deliver quality service to our citizens. These include strengthening internal controls, improving financial reporting and enhancing compliance with regulations.
The chairman of Ndokwa West, Chief Obinzete, and his counterpart in Oshimile North, Honorable Innocent Isenweze, said the retreat was timely as it will help to enhance due process and accountability in local government administration. Papers on implementation of Delta State Public Procurement Law 2022 at the local government councils and effective budgeting processes of the local government councils were presented by Mr. David Igbodo, a retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, and Mr. Emmanuel Oko. The theme of the retreat was judicious utilization of local government funds. Ejime Uduime reporting.
The Nigerian Army has announced plans to establish a Model Defense Comprehensive School in Delta State. The Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa disclosed this during a courtesy visit to Governor Sheriff Oborori at the Government House, Asaba. Pere Botu reports.
General Christopher Musa, represented by the Chief of Defense Administration, Defense Headquarters Abuja, Rear Admiral Joseph Akpan, said the Nigerian Army had decided and approved the establishment of 6 model defense comprehensive schools, one to be sited in each geopolitical zone of the country. It disclosed that Delta was chosen for the Model Defense Comprehensive School in the South-South geopolitical zone. According to him, the visit was a preliminary one aimed at informing the governor of the plans to establish the school and would be followed by a comprehensive team of experts for the commencement of the project. He noted that the project had already commenced in some geopolitical zones of the country and commended Governor Sheriff Oborori for his transformative style of leadership.
We are here in the state because there has been a decision before now to cite a model defense comprehensive school in the 6th geopole. So this particular trip is also to inform the state governor and the people of Delta State that we have found it worthy to choose Delta State as a location for the South-South project. Worthy in all respects because of the enormous transformative leadership style of the executive governor.
In his remarks, Governor Sheriff Oborori, represented by his deputy Sir Monday Oyeme, expressed joy that Delta State was selected for the establishment of the Model Defense Comprehensive School. He assured the Nigerian Army of the state's support and cooperation towards the realization of the project aimed at enhancing the educational status of the state and providing quality education to Nigerians. The governor emphasized that Delta State is peaceful and will remain so to attract projects that will add value to the lives of the people.
The visit here is primarily to make Delta State greater. Of the 6 states that made up the South-South geopolitical zone, your organization chose our own state, which is Delta State, to benefit from this project, which you told us clearly that it's only one that is planned by each geopolitical zone. So I want to wholeheartedly thank you and convey our appreciation to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Musa. We want to assure you that Delta is a peaceful state, and we're going to do all our best as a government to make it remain peaceful.
He noted that Delta State is critical to the nation's economy and that the educational project of the Army would further highlight the state's importance. I am Pere Botu reporting.
The state government has assured Deltans of more dividends of democracy through infrastructural development and empowerment programs. the Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniagu, who gave the assurance today in Asaba, said the government was embarking on a trip to Germany to strengthen bilateral agreement with the Julius Berger Construction Company to bolster infrastructural development in the state. Esther Oputa reports.
Mr. Aniago said the groundbreaking of major projects including flyover projects in Agbo, Ika South and Otowodo in Uyeli North signaled the commencement of high capital projects, calling on Deltans to own and protect projects in their localities. He said the state government had proposed an empowerment program that will take place next month, cutting across the 25 local government areas in the state, adding that stakeholders were already working out modalities for its commencement. He explained that the Security Trust Fund recently launched was geared towards improving private partnership to help improve the security architecture of the state.
The reason why we are going is because we are now forging, of course you are very much aware, very, very beneficial partnership with the German construction giants, Julius Berger, and we believe that also visiting their headquarters and having a glance on some of the projects they have also executed will give us further insights, and that it will also assist us. You do know the governor himself is a very strong negotiator. Anything that makes it possible for him to save money for Delta, he doesn't lose sight of it.
The commissioner said Governor Sheriff Oborevwori was recently given a vote of confidence by major stakeholders in the All Progressives Congress APC at a recent stakeholders meeting, citing the governor's inclusive government and infrastructural development. Esther Oputa reporting.
President Bola Tinubu has restated his administration's commitment to protecting lives and property as part of efforts to drive national development. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mr. Mohammed Idris, made this known in Bida during an interactive session with APC members in Niger South and the inauguration of the party's campaign council for the November 1 local government elections. Mr. Idris said the government remains resolute in restoring peace and stability nationwide and urged Nigerians to keep faith in the renewed hope agenda, assuring that the economy is gradually improving. And the federal government has reaffirmed that English language and mathematics remain compulsory for all students writing their ordinary level examinations. Director of Press and Public Relations of the Federal Ministry of Education, Mrs. Boriwo Falashayi, explained that the new policy only introduces flexibility in tertiary admission requirements, not in the core subject. She said the reform aligns with global standards and promotes fairness in admissions, urging students and parents to rely only on official sources for verified information. The Senate has called on the federal government to integrate mental health education into the national academic curriculum to address rising cases of emotional and psychological challenges among students and teachers. Senator Dr. Ikpalibo Banigo, chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, made the call in Abuja during a mental health program organized by the Mandate Health Empowerment Initiative, MHEI. She stressed that untreated emotional distress affects discipline, academic performance, and increase. The Delta State Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps, FRSC, has flagged off its 205 ember motorists to take personal responsibility for safety on the roads. The report.
Presiding over the flag-off, the State Sector Commander, Corps Commander Joyce Alexander, emphasized that the last 4 months of the year, popularly referred to as Ember months, were often associated with increased vehicular movement and commercial activity. Take responsibility for your safety. Stop distracted driving. Aligned with the Corps, machine use, fatigue, and divided attention remained a major in most preventable crashes, while disclosing that over 1,300 regular and special marshals have been mobilized across Delta State for robust patrol, traffic control, and rescue operations. She said the command had also deployed 15 patrol vehicles, motorbikes, ambulances, and 30-ton capacity tow truck to ensure prompt response and removal of obstructions during the busy period.
Here in Delta State, the Federal Road Safety Corps has taken great steps to ensure a safe and hitch-free movement of people and goods throughout this period. The command has mobilized over 1,300 personnel, which includes regular marshals and special marshals, for robust patrol, traffic control, and rescue operations across the state. To ensure better traffic management, there will be increased visibility through route lining, traffic control points, and special patrols in crash-prone areas. The command will also intensify enforcement operations, working closely with mobile courts to prosecute recalcitrant offenders, particularly those involved in critical offenses.
Other measures by the FROSC for the period include intensified enforcement operations, with mobile courts set to prosecute offenders involved in dangerous driving behaviors, such as overspeeding, overloading, and the use of phones while driving.
Believers have been encouraged to cultivate the spirit of rejoicing at all times. Pastor Jacob Mfam of the Global Gospel-Based Center Asaba gave the exhortation at the Delta Broadcasting Service DBS Asaba weekly prayer meeting. Violet Monye reports.
Speaking on the topic, Rejoice, Pastor Mfam said everyone who sought Christ should rejoice, because in Christ there was fullness of joy. Citing Habakkuk chapter 3, verses 17 to 19, where the prophet rejoiced in the Lord despite facing difficult circumstances. Pastor Mfam urged believers not to let external circumstances, including the action of others, to rob them of their joy. He added that rejoicing all the time brought numerous benefits, including peace of mind and answers to prayers.
When you're happy with your God, your prayers will be answered. And I want to believe that everyone seated here have been praying unto God. I want them to be happy with your God, and your prayers will be answered.
The meeting featured prayers for the growth and development of the station, Delta State, and Nigeria. Violet Monye reporting.
Christians have been called upon to be the light of the world by mirroring the virtues of Jesus Christ. A minister of the God's Kingdom Society, GKS Worldwide, Brother Samuel Weke, made the call while officiating at the Freedom Day service of the Asaba branch as the church in Nigeria and abroad marks the anniversary of Christ's birth in the month of October. Henry Unogwa has this report.
Brother Mweke, who is also the spiritual advisor of the church, said through his teachings, miracles and ultimate sacrifice, Christ revealed the true nature of God, one of the compassion, mercy and grace, as he healed the sick, fed the hungry, comforted the brokenhearted, forgave sinners, and preached the truth of God's word. He said followers of Christ should therefore continue to emulate his lifestyle by sharing the message of salvation and living as instruments of peace, hope, and love in a troubled world.
You don't want to say anything. You know that I have power to deliver you. What Christ said, you believe it. Please.
In his message to the celebration tagged, "The just shall live by faith," the president of the church, Brother Phyllis Adedokun, stressed that the present age was one in which the devil was intensifying his onslaught against truth and righteousness. The message, read to the church in Asaba by the chairman of the Asaba branch, Brother Simeon Onakugoto, said believers could only survive the present difficult times by exercising strong faith in God always, believing he could deliver them from every untoward circumstances, as there was nothing impossible with him.
Faith is strong, unyielding, and unwavering belief or trust in God Almighty.
Preaching the sermon was Christ born on Christmas Day. Another minister of the church, Brother Nathaniel Adedokun, reiterated the church's stand that Christ was born in October with biblical proofs backed by history.
Jesus Christ was born in the month of October. Therefore, his 33rd birth anniversary actually fell in the month of October, meaning as of October he was 33 years old. And then 6 months later he was killed. The churches of the world, they support the stand of the God's Kingdom Society that Jesus Christ was not born in the month of December, rather he was born in the month of October.
The Freedom Day celebration featured special rendition by the choir as well as dance performances by cultural groups in the church. Henry Onogwa reporting.
It was an atmosphere of joy and nostalgia as members of the 1978 to 1983 set of the James Welch Grammar School, Emevo, Isoko North Local Government Area, gathered to honor the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Justice, Mr. Omomuzo Erebe, one of their own, following his elevation to the prestigious rank of Senior Advocate of Nigeria, SAN. Mr. who was among the recently sworn-in Senior Advocates of Nigeria, made history as the first civil servant in the state to be elevated to the coveted rank. Ejimel Dweme reports.
In his welcome address, chairman of the 1978 to 1983 set of the Old Boys Association and former Delta State Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Mr. Edewo Omonemu Esquire, noted that the attainment of the SAN rank represented not just a personal triumph, but also a reflection of the enduring values instilled by James Welch Grammar School on the celebrant's achievements.
And I thank God for his life. That we are celebrating him today is to all of us. What happened to him now, this great elevation, it is for the entire institution that built him.
The national president of the James Welch Grammar Old Boys Association, Dr. Isewede, expressed gratitude for the honor done to the school by the honoree. Chairman on the occasion, Mr. Nelson Ogba, an engineer, noted that with Nigeria's population of about 230 to 250 million people, only about 20 to 30 individuals each year attain such a rare and distinguished professional recognition.
Averagely, about 20 or 30 people are compared to this honor yearly. So if Nigeria is 65 now, or let us assume Nigeria is 70. If you multiply 70 by 20, you have 1,400. So just imagine how special that group of people.
Responding, Mr. Omomuzo Erebe, SAN, thanked God for the elevation and for seeing him through a life-threatening surgery last year, and pledged to establish an endowment fund for the best graduating students of the school.
It's a great honor. It's been a class where we've grown from the very beginning since 1978 in love, in unity, and in oneness. And I wasn't surprised when, after I was elevated to the rank of senior advocate, they decided that they were going to honor me. It's consistent with the way the class has been performing.
The member representing Ndokwa West constituency in the Delta State House of Assembly, an alumnus of the school, Honorable Charles Metulu, attributed his success in life to the virtues he got from the school and announced a 500,000 donation to the 1978 to 1983 class endowment fund.
Mamuzo has always been very level-headed. Very level-headed. I don't want to say very intelligent because he's very level-headed. If you school in James Welch and you do not repeat a class, you know that you are exceptional.
The ceremony was marked by heartfelt speeches and shared memories. Ejime Uduime reporting.
The state government, through the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, in collaboration with the Carter Center, is providing free surgeries and treatment for individuals affected by hydrocele or enlarged scrotum and elephantiasis. A statement signed by the functioning Permanent Secretary and Director, Public Communication and the Ministry of Information, Mr. Harold Orji, has advised men aged 18 and above who have hydrocele or enlarged scrotum to report to the Asaba Specialist Hospital for free surgical operations, which commenced on Thursday, October 16, and will last tomorrow, October 21. The statement said the exercise would continue after tomorrow in the Central Hospital Warri, the Aku Baptist Hospital, and the Asaba Specialist Hospital. Similarly, persons suffering from lymphedema, that is enlarged limbs, are to visit the nearest health center in their local government areas for free treatment. The statement called on all affected persons to take full advantage of the life-changing opportunity and call 0703 507 3951 or 0803 462 9038 for further inquiries. Economic and social activities were today grounded across Enugu State following a total lockdown declared by the Ohanaeze Youth Council, OIC, in solidarity with detained indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB leader Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. Shops, markets and petrol stations were closed as major roads remained deserted. The OIC described the action as a peaceful show of solidarity and a moral and patriotic duty to demand Kanu's release, while reaffirming its opposition to what it termed the marginalization of the Igbo people. Residents said major routes such as the Enugu-Abakaliki Road, Enugu-Onitsha Expressway, and Enugu-Port Harcourt Highway were empty and few vehicles in operation. In Abuja, security operatives dispersed protesters who were grouped in Utako after being earlier tear-gassed near the Transcorp Hilton in Maitama, with the protesters demanding that the federal government comply with the 2022 Court of Appeal judgment discharging Mr. Kanu. Security has been tightened across the Federal Capital Territory with heavy military presence at key locations. Meanwhile, the Nigerian Correctional Service, NCOS, has cautioned against any form of protests near its facilities nationwide, describing all correctional centers as red zones. In a statement by its public relations officer, Mr. Umar Abubakar, the service warned members of the Free Nnamdi Kanu Now movement to stay away from its premises during their planned protests scheduled for Monday, October 20, which is today. Mr. Abubakar stressed that correctional centers are restricted areas and advised citizens to cooperate with security agencies to maintain peace and avoid security breaches. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has emphasized that innovation cannot replace ethics in building a credible capital market. Director General Dr. Umotimi Agama said this at the 29th Annual Conference of the Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, CIS, in Abuja, stressing that integrity, transparency, and accountability are vital for market growth. Dr. Agama urged stockbrokers to uphold professionalism and ethical conduct, noting that investor confidence is built on honesty and fairness. He said the Commission has adopted digital tools to improve transparency and investor protection through enhanced surveillance and automation. He reaffirmed SEC's partnership with the CIS to promote ethics, nation education, and professional development aimed at sustaining a credible and investor-friendly capital market. Still to come, OpenAI to impose 7.5% VAT charges on users in Nigeria. Stay with us.
If tanker wey carry fuel fall or pipe wey carry fuel for underground burst, wetin you go do? you go begin bathe fuel put for your bucket, or you go run comot far for where the fire go soon come. Na only small time you get to take this wise decision. Waka comot, no, that one no dey enough. Shift, no, that one no dey enough. Stay there dey gist and take pictures with your phone. That's na madness. Run, yes, run comot. Yes, your life depend on wetin you do. The fire go come at once and you no go fit control am. Why? Petrol dey catch fire easily. Why? Na just small spark go start big fire. So no stay there dey think. Run comot quick to save your life. No throw away your life away because of say you wan pack petrol. Take this advice. This informate na from Public Enlightenment Office, Delta Broadcasting Service, Asaba.
OpenAI, the
This
organization.
is Delta TV main news at 8. Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business and economic sector.
Behind ChatGPT and other AI models has announced plans to begin charging a 7.5% value-added tax VAT on its paid services for users in Nigeria from November 1. The company said the move complied with Section 10 of the Value-Added Tax Act and the FIRS Circular 2021, which require foreign digital platforms to remit VAT on services provided to Nigerian users. With the new charge, the monthly ChatGPT Plus subscription will rise from 31,500 naira to 33,862 naira 50 kobo. OpenAI has urged Nigerian subscribers to update their payment details with a valid tax identification number (TIN) for proper documentation. Analysts have projected that the naira would close the year within the 1,400 and 1,450 naira to dollar band on the back of the moderating inflation. In a macroeconomic update titled "Moderating Inflation Bodes Well for Nigerian Currency Valuation," the analysts at Cardinal Stone Research anticipate that the deceleration in inflation will strengthen the national currency. The National Bureau of Statistics, in its latest Consumer Price Index report, disclosed that Nigeria's headline inflation rate eased to 18.02% in September compared to 20.12% in August 2025. Retailers of cooking gas have said prices of the essential commodity have come down from 2,000 naira per kilogram in the past 3 weeks, selling now between 1,300 and 1,500 naira over the weekend. The retailers said this is a significant improvement as the liquefied petroleum gas is now relatively available for retailers and consumers. Chairman of the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Retailers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Ayobami Olaroye, confirmed the development.
Time now for sports. Let's join our sports news desk for happenings in the sports sector. And move on to our next story. Still talking sports. The 4th edition of the Zenith Bank Delta State Headmasters Cup is set to kick off on the 28th of this month at the St. Patrick's College, Asaba. Henry Usiayo reports.
The State Commissioner for Primary Education, Dr. Kingsley Ashibogu, who disclosed this to newsmen today in Asaba, described the competition as a breeding ground for young football talents and platform for promoting youth development through sports. He commended the Zenith Bank for its consistent support, noting that the initiative has strengthened inter-school sports and aligned with the ministry's goal of building discipline, teamwork, and leadership among pupils.
As a ministry, part of our innovations as well, we want to ensure that Zenith Bank, you have value for your money. It's not just organizing a competition, you get the winner, and then we go back. We want you to help us this time around to be involved in the talent hunt for our stars. Because the essence of this competition is for us to have stars that are exceptional in the field so that they can grow. And when we have this talent hunt, it will not just end there. There should be a follow-up to their developmental level so that they will become part of the stars, football stars we have in the States.
A representative of the Zenith Bank, Mr. Ogenovo Obayendo, reaffirmed the bank's commitment to grassroots sports through its corporate social responsibility initiative, stressing satisfaction that past editions had produced promising footballers who had continued to excel in the sports.
Zenith Bank PLC has recognized and rewarded excellence through our annual sponsorship of the Zenith Bank Delta Headmasters Cup. This partnership is a clear indication of our commitment to foster unity amongst primary school children. This year's edition promises to be educative and entertaining, where talented legends could be discovered and groomed.
Also speaking, the Executive Assistant to the Governor on Sports Development, Mr. Harrison Ocholo, announced that discovered talents from this year's tournament would be presented to the Delta State Sports Commission and the Nigeria Football Federation for Elite Under-14 games.
We intend, the ministry intends, to pay particular attention to the games masters, the coaches, or the sports officers, as the case may be, to carry them along in the process. So it's all about training and retraining, reorientation for better efficiency. Now, the task before the CIE is not just about organizing the prelims. It's also going to be monitoring and evaluation of talents, because you are going to be serving as the task for talent discovery. This we will evacuate, we will document, and hand over to 2 sets of institutions. We will hand over to the Delta State Sports Commission for the National Youth Games, and also the Nigerian Football Federation for the Under-14 Elites. So it's not child's play.
Preliminary matches will hold across the 25 local government areas, leading to zonal qualifiers and the grand finale. Henry Usiayo reporting.
The State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, has expressed deep sadness over the passing of former military administrator of Delta State, retired Navy Captain Walter Fegabo, describing his death as a great loss not only to the Ijaw nation, but to the entire country. Governor Oborevwori, in a statement issued by his Chief Press Secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, commiserated with the government and people of Bayelsa State, the Nembe Kingdom, and the immediate family of the late Fegabo, noting that Nigeria has lost a disciplined officer, patriotic leader, and a true son of the Niger Delta. Retired Navy Captain Fegabo served as the first military administrator of Ebonyi State, and later as the military administrator of Delta State, where he laid strong governance foundations and initiated key infrastructural and agricultural development efforts that contributed to the state's early progress. Governor Oborevwori further extolled the deceased's role in traditional leadership, particularly as alternate chairman of the Nembe Chiefs Council, where he continued to serve with dignity and wisdom under the leadership of His Majesty King Edmund Dokuru Mingi XII, Amanayabo of Nembe Kingdom. He urged the family to take solace in the remarkable life of service that the late Fegabo lived, assuring that Delta State will remember him with great respect and gratitude. Now here is our thought for the day. A seed neither fears light nor darkness, but uses both to grow. And that's our news, but before we go, a quick look on our major stories. Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has charged local government chairmen, directors of personnel management and treasurers to strictly adhere to the Public Procurement Act and financial regulations in the discharge of their duties. The governor gave the charge during a post-audit meeting and retreat for key stakeholders in the local government administration held at Government House Asaba with the theme, judicious utilization of local government funds. The state government has assured Sultans of more dividends of democracy through infrastructural development and empowerment programs. The Commissioner for Works, Rural Roads and Public Information, Mr. Charles Aniagu, who gave the assurance today in Asaba, said the government was embarking on a trip to Germany to strengthen bilateral agreement with the Julius Berger Construction Company to bolster infrastructural development in the state. President Bola Tinubu has restated his commitment to protecting lives and property as part of efforts to drive national development. And the business scene reported that OpenAI, the organization behind ChatGPT and AI models, has announced plans to begin charging a 7.5% value-added tax VAT on its paid services for users in Nigeria from November 1. And that's our news. Remember, you can follow us on News Online on Facebook as well as YouTube at Delta Broadcasting Service Asaba, or visit our website www.dbsasaba.com. That's our news. Thank you so much for being part of it. My name is Francis Ofulue. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.
Bets on sports.
What is fair?
Huge winnings.
What is fair?
High odds.